What's happening
this week in sports cards.
This week in sports cards. Oh, this week in sports cards. Oh, this week in sports cards. Oh, this week in sports cards.
Welcome into This Week in Sports Cards. I am Keith, Vintage Sport Flips.
I'm Andy, the King of Penance.
Guys, so these videos, we're going to cover some trending topics that happening at least this month, but more this week in the card collecting hobby. More sports, but we might delve into some non-sports at times as well, which might happen today. So, Andy, there was some big news on the PSA front this week, right?
Yeah. So, and I'll give you credit for this, which is rare. I don't love to do this, but you did. I think you did say when they bought out. They bought out PSA or not PSA? I'm sorry. They bought out SGC, and then did they also buy out somebody else, or they had somebody else already? I think, or
no, what was it? It wasn't.
Wasn't Beckett, right? They didn't do anything. I think Beckett's still.
They might have bought Beckett.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely. Let me look it up. I'll look it up.
Regardless, as soon as you said, I think whatever their most recent acquisition was, you're like, well, they have a monopoly now, and they're probably going to jack up the prices. and sure enough, they jacked up the prices again. So
it was Beckett, by the way. Yeah, that was
okay.
Yeah.
So now they have SGC, Beckett, and then PSA.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's unless a big company comes out and starts creating or something, but it's hard. I think it'd be hard to jump into that market immediately. But anyway, is it a huge increase? No, but so the value bulk, which is kind of the baseline, is $21.99. Went from $21.99 to $24.99, so a $3 increase. Value went from $27.99 to $32.99, which is actually kind of a big, it's a $5 bump.
Yeah.
And value plus, they kind of got up from there, 44 to 49. Value max, some of these are just, the time frame is what you're paying for. 59 to 64, and then regular, which is like there's 4 under regular, which like defeats the purpose of calling it regular anymore, right? It's like why would you call it regular when it's one of the more expensive ones? Anyway, so that's going up from 74 to 79.
Starbucks menu.
Exactly. Do you want a venti or do you want a venti extra large venti?
You would think the grande is the biggest one, right? But that's not how it works.
Yeah. So and venti is 20. That's all it is. But anyway, so if that wasn't good enough, they're also, I don't know if you heard this, increasing the timing of the value bulk value are not changing. So the timing on that is still like
forever.
4 months to 6 months. Yeah, exactly. Who knows how long?
A pregnancy, probably.
Yeah, there's a long gestation for those for sure.
Yeah.
Though value plus is going from 40 to 45, value max is going 30 to 35, and then regular is going 20 to 25 business days. So in addition to them charging more, they're also taking longer. So,
which we did talk about when we talked about them buying Beckett, even though we forgot they bought Beckett, but we did cover that in a few previous This Week in Sports Cards. I did mention that probably in the early stages it would slow the process, but maybe later on, because they're getting they have these new new places and new employees, but maybe later on it could expedite things, but probably not going to. Probably won't, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, their rationale or something what they put out about it has said that just because they're getting they're getting an increased volume of requests. So I'm assuming and the guy I know Santiago, I can't remember the full name of the channel, but he talked about it and he was saying it's largely just because they have to get new employees and stuff. They're increasing their threshold of what they can actually take in. So, but it's they increased prices last year as well. So it's not like they're just like, oh, this is a, they haven't increased prices in 5 years. They increase prices basically every year. It's essentially like a sports arena, It's like increasing the prices of your tickets every year.
I will say most businesses do that. I know the business I work at, every year our prices go up. So that's part of it. But I think when you're consolidating or you're buying other businesses, I think you're having your customer pay a bit of that acquisition fee. It sounds like to me.
The thing is, though, yeah, I mean, I totally get that, but their price increase. So you're going from what, 21 to 23 or something ish. So that's what, over 10% increase in cost. So that's not like keeping up with inflation. That's like, that's
no, absolutely.
But I know what you're saying. You're right that, obviously all places kind of raise their prices every year, but yeah.
And I think their sports card, the grading numbers went down last year, is what I had saw looking at like year numbers, but the non-sport cards went up. So
like
maybe overall
stuff like that.
Yeah. So maybe overall it's grown. Which maybe will be interesting to see some of the smaller companies. Like when you go to a card show and you see like the budget slab boxes and you see the names in there you've never seen before, you're like, am I going to buy that? Well, I don't even heard of that company. But the one that I find is intriguing, and maybe this price bump will help this company out a lot, is Tag. Have you looked at their slabs at all?
Yeah, I thought Tag was like a big one for Pokemon at some point. I thought that they used them. Maybe I could be wrong, but
the thing with Tag, I think they only do at least. Well, their big thing is they do it on 1,000-point system.
Okay.
So I think you have to pay. It's like a next tier up to get the 1,000-point grading. So they maybe like a perfect grade might be like 970. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think. But they don't do that specific up to 1,000 grading on vintage cards. It's only on modern. I think maybe their software only can do it like the really high tech 1,000-point grading on a modern card, which I think limits it, obviously. But they're pretty cool looking slabs, and that I think there has to be some innovation and some offering a different service to be able to compete with PSA, and Tag is doing that. So hopefully that takes off a little bit.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think, the problem that you have right now too is just that PSA is such like the standard for stuff that like if you have a big card that you want to get the most money for, you almost have to do that. Like if you were keeping the card or something like that, and maybe you're right, and Tag comes around and sort of does flip the game a little bit, because I think Beckett did that a little bit. Like they'll do like cornering and stuff like that. They'll do some of that more intricate information on it, but which is obviously an upgrading cost. But I agree. I think they have to find a niche somewhere that they can kind of dig themselves in. But who knows? Yeah. And if they do, I bet Topps, or not, sorry, but Fanatic or not Fanatic. Is it Fanatic that owns PSA? I don't even know. PSA.
I don't think so, but I don't know either. We don't know all the. It's probably one company. One company owns everything. So whoever that company is,
they'll probably end up buying Tag anyway if they get too big, though. That's what usually ends up happening. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, I thought you'd be happy to hear that. Maybe not happy, but your prediction was correct.
I mean, it didn't take a rocket science, even though I pretty much am a rocket science.
Yeah, something like that. You're something. You're a scientist.
Yeah. All right. With that in mind, let's roll into the sales of the week, Andy. I'll go first. So let me pull up this one. So I had a big 86 Fleer find on my other channel, Vintage Sport Flips. And no Jordan, but there was like a bunch of Isaiahs, maybe like 3 Isaiahs, Elijah Wands, Carmelone. And I was calling them Isaiah Thomas rookie cards, and same for other players. And I got a lot of flack in the comments, which helps the channel. So please comment down below whatever you want. But a lot of flack in the comments saying that's not an Isaiah Thomas rookie card. Isaiah Thomas rookie card is the 84 star card, or I forget what year his star card is, but it's the star card, which I think you tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but Star was not like a mainstream set. That was an afterthought. I grew up, that was my heyday of cards. I remember seeing them, but they were like an afterthought. That was like the classic cards of like the mid 90s, right?
Yeah.
Like that nobody really gave too much of a thought to Star cards. It was that Fleer, that first mainstream basketball set that came out after the 81 Topps, or the cards weren't an option, or they weren't around for 5 years in basketball. 86 Fleer was the first main set, and the first true rookie of Jordan, Isaiah, and a ton of other guys in that set.
Yeah.
That said, my sale of the week is a Star card. So let me share my screen.
Talk down to them, but
yeah,
I have a feeling a good price is coming up.
So here we have it. 1984, Beckett, 84 Star, Michael Jordan. So his first card as an NBA player, shortly after he was drafted 3rd overall by the Bulls. And this is a grade 9 by Beckett. And as we've talked about in the channel before, I mean, even though PSA bought Beckett generally, if you have the same grade, a PSA and a Beckett's going to carry a little bit less. At least in what I've seen. This one does have the heightened like grading options with the corners and the centering.
Yeah.
9.5 across the board. Centering was 8.5, which looks pretty good here. Maybe the back, the back is off.
Okay.
Yeah, but so yeah, PSA 9. This sold by Mile High in their winter auction, and this one, let me pull up the price here. This one sold for $387,000, $387,484.
Wow.
I think this set a record for PSA 9. I think it like quadrupled. I'm trying to find the actual.
That's crazy.
It doesn't say, but I definitely, it was a huge bump over. It tripled the previous sale from 2024. So
from 2024?
Yeah, so 2 years tripled the PSA.
Can you imagine buying that the 2024 price, which you probably back then would have scoffed at, but then you sell it for 3 times?
Yeah, I think the Jordan stuff really had the major bump in the pandemic, and 2024 is out of the pandemic, right? I'm trying to remember when
No, definitely.
The year before, maybe it ended. Time sort of stood still there for a couple of years. But yeah, so that's a big bump over a couple of years period.
Yeah. Yeah, those Star cards, I feel like people are definitely getting more into. I mean, they were an afterthought for me, honestly. To be honest, before like kind of getting back in the cards, I would not have even known that existed. I do remember it from back then, but I did not remember it, 30, 40 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are, I've seen them on a couple sites or a couple YouTube channels that they're going through them and they're selling. So, all right. So now something completely different. So as we're filming this video, the Topps Series 1 baseball has just released. I think it would have been Wednesday or Thursday of last week. But there's a lot of big news kind of about what's in the box, right? Like what you can pull from it. Obviously, you can pull 101s. You can pull, all these rookies. You can pull, I think, some stuff that you don't typically see in cards anymore, but it's becoming more and more prevalent. But so what I want to get to first is, last year, they came out with Larry David, and I know you're a big fan of Seinfeld and Larry David. This year, they're coming out with Jerry Seinfeld card. So I looked, first of all, I looked online to see if I could find any Jerry Seinfeld, like if there was any cards before. There are not, but he has signed like Jerry Seinfeld Seinfeld cards, but they're, not licensed autographs and everything like that. So they're just kind of.
Yeah. He signs less, I think, than a lot of the cast. Like I have, let me grab this guy here.
Oh, man,
just that stuff flying. Let me grab this real fast.
Yeah.
I don't know where it went. Right. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. And that was you can edit this out. but I did. This is a Jason Alexander Pop Century.
Oh, right. Okay.
So yeah, I think Jason Alexander has a lot of cards out there that are licensed, or I think Jerry did a lot less of that.
Yeah, Jerry did a lot less, and I'm assuming Larry David did too. So first of all, what I'm going to show you is the actual card that should be coming out. That's of Seinfeld, and let's find that one. It is. I'm gonna edit this out too. Why can I not find it? Oh, here we go. All right. So I'm going to show you first the Jerry Seinfeld card. It's an ultra rare card. This is, according to Topps, what it looks like. This is going to be the 2020. This is 2026 pack of Topps Series 1. I'll zoom in a little bit on it. But it's him in the Mets uniform, which is kind of cool, I think.
Yeah, I mean, do they not? It's weird that they don't show the whole picture there.
Yeah,
I cut his head off.
I don't know. This is a picture taken off of the website, so potentially could have. Anyway.
I thought that was a one where he was playing with. Who's the actress who was in like maybe Beaches? Are you're a big Beaches fan?
Beaches, I don't remember that at all.
No, totally blanking. Not Barbara Streisand, but the other woman. She was on his softball team. She was on the.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm totally blanking, but I thought that was that uniform.
Bette Midler, right?
Bette Midler, yeah, Bette Midler.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's what the card looks like. That's what it's Topps put out there. Is that so? Anyway, to give an idea of pricing or how much these are going for, I wanted to sort of take a look back at Larry David's prices. So Larry David actually has signed on a couple different formats for Topps. Most notably, he signed last year in Topps Series 1, and I think in also the update, if I'm not mistaken. But he also signed and much more, it seems like, in the Allen and Ginter stuff. So here's what his are going for there. These are pretty pricey, but not horrible, right? They're you can get one for $1,000. Some of them are more than that, 1,800.
I have the base card in my other eBay store for like $3. I mean, what's a base card, Larry David? It's pretty good.
So anyway, this is a top 25 update. So this one, I know it's 4,000. There's actually a couple of them up now too. This is a pretty low number. 25 is pretty low number for these. So I'm assuming this sold for around just under 4,000 because that's kind of what they're up for now. But yeah, so that's what you can look forward to in Seinfeld, maybe even more. I don't know. Seinfeld, especially in a low numbered Seinfeld parallel, I think you can be up to 5,000 or 6,000.
Yeah, Seinfeld, I think we higher. Yeah.
And if in case you're, and I don't know what kind of card this comes out of, but if you're just a Larry David fan and can't get enough of him too, Topps announced a new card coming out for him as well, which I don't know if you can read the inscription on that, Keith.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good. So I mean, obviously, like that's also a one of one. So I don't know. That may be out of the Topps museum collection. If I'm not, it's either museum collection or pristine, I think. So
okay, yeah, it's awesome.
So anyway, thought that was kind of interesting. Some good pricing if you're in the market for Seinfeld cards of any source. Maybe they'll get a lane on there at some point. Who knows?
I wonder how many the one that you showed or they showed the image of. There's no details if they do like a one of one or all numbers.
I think that inscription is probably just a one of one.
No, not the Larry David, the Jerry, the Seinfeld.
Oh. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be multiple levels.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's still very short print. I don't think they're going to have him sign, hundreds and thousands of cards. I don't think I think he'd be up for that, but that's my opinion. But well, there you go. There's something to look forward to. I will say right now, if I pull a Seinfeld, I will give Keith a good price on it. Potentially, we could work out a deal. And if he wants it, I don't know if he wants it. So
yeah, I would like that if it's a very good deal.
If you would keep it in your collection, not just flip it on me.
Yeah, that would be nice. That'd be nice.
That would be, yeah.
I'm gonna buy some of it. I don't know. Is it out in like stores? I'll buy a hobby box, but you can get it in stores now. I haven't been.
Yeah, you can buy hobbies, jumbos. I think it's going to be. This is the most. I think it's like 2 times as overproduced or 2 times as produced as last year's stuff. So there's a ton of it out there.
Okay.
Nothing's sold out that I'm aware of. So yeah.
So it's not flying off the shelves.
No.
All right. Well, I'll go hunt some down, which doesn't sound like it'd be too tough. But yeah, that's a great chase. I know. I was chasing Larry David last year. No luck, obviously, other than that base. Alan, get your card.
Yeah. Gotta get the auto though, right?
Yeah. Not at a gram, but I like to pull an auto. Yeah. All right. That's great. That's a cool something to chase there in the tops. I'm looking forward to ripping some of that for sure. And I know Andy has some either already or on the way.
Yep.
Andy, I meant to talk about this last week and we ran long and I didn't bring it up at the end, but did you see the whole Pac-Man, the other YouTuber drama on Whatnot? Did you hear about that a little bit?
I think you mentioned something, but I did not see it. I know of him, very well.
Yeah,
he's the guy that's well known for like ripping, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000 sometimes dollars worth of product at a time on those videos.
Yeah, definitely rips a lot of expensive stuff. And I admittedly I didn't know he broke on Whatnot, but he was on Whatnot.
I did know that,
yeah, and he broke he did a very expensive player break of 10 cases of Topps Midnight.
Okay.
So I think a box is what, like $800 maybe, or maybe
$6.99 or $7.99. Yeah.
So a case, say like $7,000 or so, and then 10 cases. So you're at like a $70,000 break.
Yeah.
And I think the controversy arose. First of all, that's challenging to do a player break. Me and Andy have got into player breaks on Whatnot, and the way he did it sounded painfully brutal. I mean, I've done breaks, I've done tons of live stream selling.
Yeah.
But he did it. He had set prices for players, so he wasn't running. I don't think he was running auctions. I think he was like he had set buy prices. The one that's been talked about the most is Dylan Harper. His buy price was $5,000 for a Dylan Harper spot.
Wow. Okay.
So pretty steep, and there was like maybe 500 cards, 570 I think was the number of cards in a 10 case. So there was like, I don't know, 8 cards per box, and so there's not a ton of cards in this.
No, not at all. Yeah, right.
And the break took forever to fill. People were like, he was like negotiating prices on these players to get it to fill. I'm sure painful to watch it. If you bought a player early on, you're like 4 hours later looking at nobody can buy anything, and him getting all pissed off, which he was very frustrated, and like he said it was like condescending and like sort of like bullying people a little bit to try to buy in, which the way to do the break is what me and Andy were in on a break is you auction off spots and maybe have those like chase spots where you're like, that you get a chance at, not like have it all. I mean, what I think a breaker has to do run a good break is go into the break with the risk of losing money.
Yeah. I see.
There's got to be that you got to take the risk, and hopefully you don't. And I've run a ton of breaks. Now my breaks are like $200 breaks. I mean, maybe some a little bit more, not much.
Not $70,000.
$70,000. Yeah. Not the different stratosphere. Probably not even worth bringing up my opinion of the matter. But
not your kids' college funds break.
No. But I mean, if you go in like you're taking a risk, you're giving your buyers a chance at a deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the way to do it. Not like I'm setting my price, so I'm guaranteed to make a profit on this. That's not the way to do it. And it didn't go over well. And I know he was like sort of, he didn't say guarantee, but he kept saying the G word. Like this is like we use a G word here. This is a great buy. That kind of thing. Like sort of you're gonna get, it's worthy of the buy to buy into this break.
I'll take a look at that. Yeah. I'm sure there are videos on YouTube about it.
There are clips. Yeah. And at one point it was like, no, we haven't sold anything for an hour. Nobody. So I'm sure it was frustrating on all accounts, but
Yeah, I don't know why you just don't like break it up. Like I feel
Yeah.
like that limits your like customer base to such a small group. Like, is anybody really gonna? I mean, it's like a $5,000 bet on Dylan Harper. I mean, like Dylan Harper, right? Like, not even like
Yeah.
I can't imagine what Cooper Flagg was going for. He's probably 25 grand, right, or something.
Yeah, I never saw that number. Yeah, probably. And I guess
So-
the way to do it is you do a giant wheel, and then you're taking a big risk though. If Cooper Flag pops off the wheel first, then you're like, then you're
So
taking a path.
I can see. So first of all, I don't think it makes sense to rip that much. Like that's just too big. 10
Yeah,
cases.
do 10 breaks. A case of
10
break.
boxes or something. Yeah, that's makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But also like, and maybe you put like a bottom price or something, but like not. It's still, you want still some room like to be auctioned off or something. Maybe because like, oh, maybe you start it instead of like a $5 start or something. It starts at 200 or 1,000 or something like that, maybe for certain people. But yeah, I that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't run that kind of size break with certain prices that are set. It's gonna take you forever. You can't do it. You gotta have some auction formats in that kind of break to. Yeah. I forget the one we were in. They were like, there was a wheel. You got I'm trying to remember. There was like a group of players that were like,
right.
The
they
chase.
Segmented. Yeah.
You got to chase. Yeah. So there was different chases. And then of the people who got the chases, you got on the wheel with like, in this case, would have been Harper and Cooper Flagg and Concanoople and all those guys. So, yeah. I mean, so that's where I think he issued an apology in a sense, saying that he was frustrated. I think a lot of like these YouTubers, and I feel like I don't do this, but a lot of YouTubers have their YouTube persona that like they put on. They're very friendly but then when they're in a situation where you're frustrated,
it breaks, it cracks.
Yeah. And we've been in terrible breaks where these guys are like, they should not even be on a live stream. They should not be allowed on whatnot. And they're like,
it's amazing,
cursing out, basically having crash outs the whole episode, the whole time. So those people probably aren't YouTubers, so they're not like, you know. But I know I've probably sold maybe 500 live stream sales since I've been doing it. So a lot of selling. Again, not the status of a $70,000 break, but you still get frustrated when people are like not buying stuff. But I don't think I've ever exhibited that frustration in a live stream.
No, I mean, and agree. Like you're not at your stakes maybe not as high necessarily, but like
for sure.
I mean, of all the people that sell on that stuff too, you're like, if it sells, it sells, and you're very happy with whatever sells. So like you're not. I just think that's too much pressure and stuff like that. When you get,
that was
way better ways to make money than to like. I don't know. I mean, maybe he made a lot of money on that. But I mean, to do that and maybe make, I don't know, maybe he makes 5-10 grand on it or something. Maybe he makes more. I don't know. But that just seems like an awful lot of headache. I just like, not do that.
I don't understand. Not doing
6 years off your life.
Maybe do like a case a day for 10 days. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to do it. Not like 10 at once. And so
exactly.
I mean, it's a little bit of old news now. I think it was like 10 days ago, not this week, but we didn't cover it last week. It needed to be covered, I felt like. So,
I'm surprised I haven't heard that. I do watch his videos, but I'll have to check it out. That's funny. Yeah. But
so Andy, is there any? We already talked about Topps came out, Topps series flagship.
Yeah. So Topps flagship came out the week of I guess it was 11th or 12th. I think it was the 11th that it came out. Topps Pristine came out the 12th, which you could buy today. But so there's some interesting stuff. So this will be coming out on Sunday. There's some really interesting stuff that you don't see a lot of, namely the 2025 Panini Authentically Mahomes, first off the line. Oh. So that is an interesting box, and I know I mentioned it to you, Keith, but I didn't really give you the specifics of it.
Yeah, I asked you not to because I want to be surprised here.
Yeah. Let me. I'm trying to figure out. I want to see the exact layout. Essentially, what it is, it's at least one or two on-card autos, There are a potential for getting like quad and like 6-person team autos. There's one I saw with Andy Reid, and it's funny because there's like a Christian Okoye. Like, it's funny because you got Mahomes, right? He's the biggest probably star of the Chiefs ever in terms of collecting cards. But after that, there's not a ton of like collectible Chiefs, really. I mean, maybe Kelsey, I guess, but like,
I mean, got more vintage like Len Dawson.
And, Len Dawson, like, you're not. Anyway, I agree. Like, that's what I was thinking as well. So this is one of their patented auctions. It's the I forget, what do they call it? I can't remember the exact name of it.
It's a reverse. What is the name of that style auction?
It's not Greek. It's something like that, though. Some type of auction like that. Essentially, what they do is they start it at a price and they lower it every, I think it's 5 minutes until it's completely sold out. So the starting price on this is $25,000.
Jesus.
And it goes down, and I think it's 25 or 20. I can't remember. It's one of the two. It's obviously not going to sell for that, but it ends up at 12,000 is the bottom price. So, yeah, it's a little insane. It's probably the most insane like single box I've heard of I mean, I've seen super expensive boxes before, but not like that.
And there's obviously is this Panini or who's doing this one?
Yes, Panini. I think this is also. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's still licensed. So here's what is in a hobby box. I don't think you can get anything bigger than a hobby box. 2 on-card autographs, 1 additional autograph, 1 gemstone or memorabilia card, or 3 total, I guess you get, and 2 base cards. So, I mean, I'll admit, like, some of this stuff is obviously, if you're paying $12,000 for a box of 6 cards or something, there's going to be some insane stuff like autos with like a piece of the, like a Super Bowl winning jersey or something. There's that level of stuff, which I'm assuming those cards would probably pay for your box, but I don't know that they would, do a whole lot more. But
no, and it's pretty poor timing. I'm sure it's not their fault, but to have it on a season where he got hurt and they missed the playoffs for the first time in a while,
right,
if they would have had it right after a Super Bowl win, that would be like 2 years ago for them. But I guess there's always collectors for one of the greatest quarterbacks.
True. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Not a ton of other stuff though. I mean, there's some Topps Stadium Club baseball. We ripped a box of Topps Stadium Club UFC. It's kind of cool stuff. It's an affordable box for autographs, I would say. There's a National Treasures from Panini's coming out for football. That'll be another multi-$1,000 box, I think. And there's some other golf stuff too. Like, I don't know if you've Panini Impeccable the Live Tour.
Yeah.
Those were actually kind of popular last year, I think, because there's some decent people in it and it was an affordable box. So that will be something to look for. Panini Select Football, and then Topps Gilded Collection Baseball, which is that's a super high-end product. That's I think it's almost $1,000. It's one of those small boxes that you get big hits in, but yeah. So that's kind of it. That's what's up and coming. The big week was really this week with Top Series 1. It's all over the place. So
yeah. Andy, I pulled out a little throwback piece today.
Oh boy.
This is actually the first ever issue of Beckett Basketball Card Magazine.
I feel like I remember that. I might remember that. What is that from?
This is from March, April 1990.
Yeah, that could be that's in my wheelhouse.
People do get this magazine graded too. There is a little, not a ton of value. I mean, this one's $10-$20 maybe, but I wanted to pull up 2 cards. In here. So we're going to go the one card we talked about earlier, the 84-85 Star NBA card.
It's going to drive me nuts. Right.
So it looks like there's a couple of them. So, oh yeah, we got it. All right. So What do you think the Star Jordan back in 1990 was bringing in a range, low range, high range, near mint?
Okay, so the near mint we looked at was like that was a 9, so that was pretty close to that's a upper echelon.
Yeah.
I mean, I do sort of remember these. I don't think they were all that popular, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's say $500.
100 to 200.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Why didn't we buy all of them?
Yeah, but then going forward to 86 Fleer. 86 Fleer. So, and number 57, Michael Jordan rookie card in the 86 Fleer. Let's see if there's anyone close in value. The next player after they list in terms of value is actually Ewing. I would have thought like Olajuwon. Yeah, that is. Yeah. See, he was probably peak popularity at that point, Patrick Ewing. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think the range is on the Jordan in that set?
So I think, if I recall, I think it was over $1,000. So I'm gonna say $1,200 would be my guess on that. And I think it's over $1,000 if I recall, because I remember you having it, and I was like, I remember you saying, like, thinking like, oh my god, he's got $1,000. like it was the most thing ever.
The range in this 1990, 100 to 175.
Get out of here.
Under the star card. I was shocked at that when I read that.
What?
Shocked. Yeah. Yeah. That does seem very low even back then. I mean, I try to think 90.
That's the 86 Fleer one?
Yeah. 86 Fleer.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. And they list, I think the whole, let's see what the set is. The set 200 to 350 for the set. So,
I almost remember you like people were offering you $1,000 for it though.
I don't think so. Maybe later on, maybe like mid 90s when he was like back to back kind of championships. That might be a little early. I mean, maybe they probably took off soon after that, right?
Yeah, I guess you're a good point.
They won 91, 92. I think that was more when they started to really be the perennial champion.
You know, you're right. That makes more sense because I think the Pistons won in 89 and 90. They won back to back, and then and the Bulls started to, were certainly in there, but then you're right. They kind of went on a tear after that.
So 1990 is the time to go back to buy them, right? Because that was really before things climbed. Or you can go back to 86 and buy the wax. That'd probably be the thing to do. But yeah, little travel back to 1990 there.
What was that? What did I spend $100 on back then?
Mortal Kombat in the space. What was that place called? Space
the arcade.
Yeah. What was it? Oh,
I can't remember. He's talking about in the King of Prussia Mall. I remember.
Yeah, there's an arcade in the King of Prussia Mall. Something Space Center. Yeah. I mean, it was
Mortal Space Kombat Control or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Damn.
I probably spent what I could have gotten a Jordan for there, and now almost retired on it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, I think anything else? I think we covered a lot for this week.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see, and hopefully we'll hit some Seinfeld and some Larry David, whatever. I don't know. I want to get somebody different, but yeah. I always like doing that.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget, these videos come out every Sunday, 10 a.m. We also have videos coming out throughout the week, a short every day. I still have my 89 Fleer pack-a-day rips coming out. Andy has multiple rips a week. We'll have some like regular hobby box rips as well. Our dollar cards to grail videos every Tuesday night. So far, they've been every Tuesday night. And I'm sure it'll be every
depends if things dry up a little bit.
Yeah. So, but guys, thanks for watching. Give us a sub, click that like button, throw in the comment if you have any thoughts, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Oh.
This week is for